Adam and Leo for those really illuminating comments. The Democratic Socialists of America calls on the people of the United States to protest and resist this illegal war and to stand in solidarity with the people of Venezuela. So let's focus our work in this moment on building the anti-imperialist movement. This is a moment to bring together all of our movements and communities, to strengthen our coalitions, to draw connections between, on the one hand, the U.S. government's illegal military actions abroad to secure the natural resources and global domination that drive the capitalist machine, and on the other hand, its domestic agenda of tax cuts and union busting to enrich corporations and the 1% at the expense of the working class. What are the goals of this imperialist war? To install a U.S. puppet government that will turn over Venezuela's oil and mineral resources to U.S. corporations and to force capitalist hegemony in Latin America. This war is illegal under both international law and the laws governing the declaration of war within the United States. Trump's war has nothing to do with drug trafficking, as you just heard from Leo. Yet the Trump administration is using this claim about drug trafficking as the pretext for this illegal war. This is another regime change war to crush resistance to U.S. imperialism and steal another country's oil, just like the failed war against Iraq. As a reminder, Trump just pardoned the president of Honduras for trafficking over 400 tons of cocaine. This is not about drugs. That's right. Trump's war will only immiserate the people of Latin America. It will also destabilize the international economy, leading to greater inflation for American workers and disrupting supply chains we all rely on. This war will enrich and empower the same cartel of corporations and CEOs who prevent America's working class from accessing health care, housing, and fair wages and employment. It will not stop here unless we rise up together.
That's right.
The Democratic Socialists of America is a national organization comprised of over 95,000 working people. We demand a return of President Nicolas Maduro and First Lady Cilia Flores to Venezuela.
That's right.
An immediate end to the war and an end to all U.S. military violence against Venezuela.
That's right.
A total withdrawal of all U.S. warships, fighter jets, and military assets from the Caribbean, and an end to any operations with intervention purposes driven by Southcom.
That's right.
Get rid of Southcom.
Yeah.
An end to the illegal unilateral sanctions against Venezuela, and an end to the use of unilateral sanctions anywhere in the world, which kill an estimated 500,000 people every year. An end to the failed war on drugs framework that has already led to massive human and environmental tragedies in countries including Colombia and Mexico. Resolution of the diplomatic relations with the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, including the reopening of the embassy and consular offices in U.S. territory. And the U.S. foreign policy centered on peace, multilateralism, and respect for national sovereignty and self-determination. We must remember, Trump is a symptom and imperialism is the root problem. It is the disease. We can defeat both through collective resistance by organizing where we live, work, pray, and where we gather. From union halls to community spaces to halls of power, we will challenge and dismantle the illegal U.S. war machine and fight for a world free from occupation, exploitation, and empire. Thank you.
on you and they see a crowd, a rabble, maybe a mob. I look out on you and I see a musical instrument ready to be put to the purpose of the resistance. Because anger motivates us, music sustains us, because we have a long fight ahead, but we are here for this fight. So the DC Activist Street Band is going to play us into Down by the Riverside, and then we're going to sing, gonna lay down my sword and shield, gonna stand up for justice, and gonna sing out for peace today as the verses. So, DC Activists, and so DC Activists, man, take it away.
With the Cuba-Venezuela Solidarity Committee. taking to the streets to reject Trump's illegal, bloody, violent takeover of Venezuela's president, kidnapping. Shame! But we're ready. We're ready to take the street and the demand saying no blood for oil, U.S. hands out of Latin America. Right now, Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela, is being kidnapped on a boat taken to New York City. Right now, our own president sends military to Venezuela, but D.C., Chicago, L.A., Portland. So we can see very clearly the connections between who stands for democracy and who stands for dictatorship and fascism. Is that not right?
That's right!
So this is why we have to be very clear about where we stand right now. Right now, we have a country that is led by someone who has no regard for international law, that rejects the democracy of people that reject him, and that demonizes people across the world without merit. We saw it in Gaza. We saw it with the illegal bombings in Iran. We see it with the criminal deportation and occupation in our own streets. Yeah, shame. And so it's become clearer and clearer that there are two sides to this conflict. Our brother from the Palestinian Youth Movement made very clear those connections. But we have to understand even more so the idea that if Venezuela's oil taken by the hands of the Venezuelan people, it's their oil just as much as our natural resources should be in the hands of us, not ExxonMobil, not ConocoPhillips, not these corporations that run our country and just leave us with crumbs.
That's right!
Right now, Trump says we're going to take over and govern Venezuela. But can he even govern this country?
No!
We can run this country. We know how it runs. But he allows people like Jeff Bezos, like Elon Musk, like Peter Thiel, these people that say that AI, that, mass unemployment, that we don't matter. So this is all very connected. And I'm an organizer with the Cuba-Venezuela Solidarity Committee. And so we understand within the committee that Cuba and Venezuela have deep ties as sister republics. Cuba has sent doctors amidst the sanctions and blockades in Venezuela to heal the people, to provide the free health care. Right now, Medicare is being cut. Obamacare subsidies are being cut here. And they're saying that we have a democratic system that we want to import, that we want to install. Democracy shouldn't be installed. It comes from the people.
That's right!
And so today we see the people on every street, again in 70 cities across this country, more probably since we began. More and more people are waking up to the reality. And that's all the more important now, because unlike what Trump, Pete Hegseth, Narco Rubio believe, this is not a quick war. They said that with Afghanistan. They said we're going to go in, we're going to take over and put the Taliban out of power. Well, who runs Afghanistan now?
The Taliban.
They invaded Vietnam. They said we need to contain communism. Then, after a genocidal bombing campaign, more bombs dropped in Vietnam than in the entirety of the Western Front in World War II. The Vietnam wanted to stay home, and the people that were sent there wanted to go home. It was very clear, and then suddenly we find ourselves with the Socialist Democratic Republic of Venezuela, or Vietnam, in power. So the people, the lesson of history is clear. Imperialism, U.S. interventionism, it has a level of ego that is unmatched. Trump is, you know, a loud, boisterous fool. He's an asshole.
Right.
He is someone that doesn't play by the rules of the more polite interventionists. So let that be the guide of all of us. More and more people see the true face of U.S. foreign policy. It took years for the people in the United States to wake up to the genocidal campaign in Vietnam, and it's already taken days for us to take to the streets and defend Venezuelan people's right to their own country. So again, we need to understand that this isn't over. Nicolas Maduro, he's not the only person in Venezuela that's fighting for sovereignty.
Right.
The people in Venezuela have taken to the streets just as we have. The people in Europe, the people in Brazil, you see it on our phones more than ever, that the people around the world are rejecting this. Even if their countries, their leaders are saying nothing. We see it similar to Gaza. The people are practicing democracy, and we know that we need this new system. We need to allow for the people to actually rule. And so with this is where we're keeping the flame alive. We're blowing on these embers. We're rising this flame. And soon will be an actual fire that will really bring the energy of the people, not only to the streets, but to power once and for all. So again, I'll leave you as I found you. Hands off Venezuela!
Off Venezuela!
Hands off Venezuela!
Hands off Venezuela!
Boots in the ground, no bombs in the air!
No boots on the ground, no bombs in the air!
U.S. out of everywhere!
U.S. out of everywhere!
Boots on the ground, no bombs in the air!
No boots on the ground, no bombs in the air!
U.S. out of everywhere!
U.S. out of everywhere!
Thank you.
Thank you, Ben. Up next on our program, we have Jackie with the Black Alliance for Peace. Give it up.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, imperialism's got to go.
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Imperialism's got to go! 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 Hey, hey!
Peace, everyone. My name is Jackie Lukman. I am with the Black Alliance for Peace. BAP exists to revive and advance and solidify the anti-war, anti-imperialist peace movement of the black radical tradition that our ancestors started from the minute the Europeans stepped foot on our home and dragged us away. We've been fighting this beast, and we have been trying to tell our working class and poor brothers and sisters in this country, in the beating heart of this empire, that this is our enemy, and it always has been. So just like everybody else, the Black Alliance for Peace made sure to issue a definitive statement in opposition to this evil, violent, disgusting move by the U.S. government and this regime, and in full support of the Bolivarian Revolution and the Venezuelan people. We know that this bombing that this kidnapping, this was not a capture, y'all. Notice how U.S. media describes what this government does. They said they captured Maduro as if he was running from somebody. That man had not committed any kind of crimes where he needed to be hiding from anybody. Nobody was chasing him. He is the duly and democratically elected leader of Venezuela, and it does not matter who doesn't like it. The Venezuelan people chose him. We say that this also reminds us of the kidnapping of Jean-Bertrand Aristide from Haiti in 2004. A move that kicked off the ongoing U.S.-led occupation of Haiti that continues today, as well as the U.S. invasion of Panama in 1989 and add Grenada, add Nicaragua, add El Salvador, add Colombia, go on and add Palestine, go on and add Southeast D.C., baby. Go ahead and add wherever it is that you can't afford health care, you can't afford your rent, you can barely afford food, but these people find all the money in the world to drop bombs on countries that use their resources to provide those things you can't afford to their people. In his press conference detailing the operation, Trump claims that the U.S. will run the Venezuelan government to ensure a transition and is preparing to continue attacking the country again. Yet we know that the U.S. is not running Venezuela at the moment, and they will never run Venezuela. And this is part of the U.S.'s psychological war and will not be accepted by the people of Venezuela or by us. In the face of these attacks, the working class, revolutionary people, and popular movements of Venezuela have taken to the streets in support of the Bolivarian Revolution. Outside of Venezuela, anti-imperialist, anti-war, and pro-peace movements and organizations must continue to defend and stand alongside the brave people of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. Inviting you to read the remainder of that statement at blackallianceforpeace.com. I want to say this to you, my friends. If you didn't care what this government did to Haiti, you need to understand that your lack of concern then created the approval for this to happen now. If you weren't all that concerned about what's been going on in Gaza, that's why they felt like they could do this now. If you didn't care about the lies and the attacks and the aggression against the Alliance of Sahel states, this is why they think they can get away with this now. If you didn't care about what this government and the Israeli government is doing in Sudan, in Congo, all across the African continent, Israel says now they are going to help rid Africa of terrorism. Israel is about to invade Africa, y'all. Do you see that there is no conflict, no interest, no greed that the United States government extends around the world that does not impact you? It is all connected. There is no isolated struggle for Venezuelan sovereignty. But without the struggle for the sovereignty of the Asian people, without the struggle for the sovereignty of the people in the entire Caribbean, and there is no struggle for sovereignty in the global South, without the struggle for sovereignty of working class, poor, and oppressed people right here. connecting dots, a lot, because people don't. When we focus on issues that we know are connected to the struggles of working class and poor Africans and other working class and poor and oppressed people here, we get crickets. Because those are the issues that certain people are concerned about. We are here to tell you the same thing that our ancestors told us, the same thing that our black radical, anti-capitalist, anti-imperialist, pro-peace forefathers and mothers told us. If one of us is not free, none of us are free. So we are absolutely in solidarity with the people of Venezuela because we understand they are fighting our enemy. We are in solidarity with the people of Palestine because they are fighting our enemy. We are in solidarity with the people of Cuba, Nicaragua. We are in solidarity with the people in the AES and Sudan and the Congo and every group of people that is fighting U.S., EU, NATO-backed imperialism and bloodshed around the world. And this fight cannot stop today. After today, we are going to have to pay very close attention to everything this government is doing everywhere. We are going to have to pay a lot more attention to what local politicians are doing to prop up consent in our communities for these imperialist national, international foreign policies. We have to get much more involved in this thing called politics because this is how this thing called politics that we don't like to pay attention to because it's so depressing and it's so difficult and it's so complicated. Politics is how they're killing us. Division is how they are killing us. Having us respond to individual issues in silos is how they are killing us. If we are going to live, we have to fight, but we have to fight together, and that better